First of all, he's got the size, 6'1", 210. He's got the production in such a way that it's not only single-handedly keeping his team in the playoff race. Like, think about it. You're not a big college football fan, for example, but you know Ohio State, Alabama, and Georgia are pretty good. But Michigan State, you're seeing play basketball usually. You don't see them play football at this high of a level. And the reason why they're ranked so high this year is solely because of this guy, Kenneth Walker III. I mean, this guy's got over 1,500 yards. I was talking about the other two guys. They're around 1,000 and 1,100. This guy is dusting them already in terms of just production. This year is becoming a breakout year for him, whereas the other two prospects mentioned earlier, they've had a couple of years before. And because
how's his O-line?
So good. What's up?
How's his O-line?
It's all right. It's not great. It's not horrible. It's all right. But
you always got to look at that. You got to look at that. Like Josh Adams had the best O-line. Is that his name? Josh Adams. He went on the Eagles, straight up runner. Yep. He was actually one of my deep sleepers. Yeah. So you got to look at that. You know, okay, that guy had the best O-line. You know, you see all his O-linemen get drafted.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you're looking at a guy like this, you know, you always want to look at the defenders, but really the O-line more so. Like, how is his O-line? Is his O-line the best? Because if you have the best O-line and you have speed, you're going to be able to do that. But if you don't have the best O-line, I think it's very impressive.
That's true. One thing to know about Kenneth Walker, though, is O-line aside, when he gets past his O-line and he's in space, this guy is a deadly one-cut runner. Deadly. Change of direction, probably not only the best change of direction guy in this class, but probably his most resounding trait is change of direction. I see that question from Rather Be Out Fishing. How does this RB class compare to last year? So these three guys we've talked about right now, these are your tier one. One of these three names is going to be the first running back taken off your board. So these guys are the best of what 2022 offers. It's not as good as last year. Last year we had Najee Harris, Travis Etienne, who's obviously got hurt, but we still expect big things from him, and Javonte Williams, who he's already put up a 100-yard game as not even the lead back there, right? So he's trending up too. So these guys aren't as good as maybe Najee Harris, but I think they could be around Javonte Williams plus level, right? And then going back one more year, so in 2020, you had a lot of running backs: Jonathan Taylor, Dobbins, Cam Akers. Jonathan Taylor is way better than these guys, in my opinion. So that's just how this compares.
And I want to address this. So Fishing says Jonathan Taylor also had an amazing O-line in college, though. Now, again, this is just like I was saying, certain things are just tools. O-line is a factor, but also look at if you just watch one game from Jonathan Taylor, we say, wow. And then you look at his measurables and just the metrics and you're like, oh my God, this is just amazing. He's got the size, he's got the speed, you know, he's just, you know, a good pro comp to him, I guess, would have been like Nick Chubb, I guess. But runs a faster 40 time, I think.
Yeah. You know, oddly enough, my pro comp for Walker might be Jonathan Taylor, just because as a prospect, their trajectories and their kind of storylines of how they are presumably for Walker got to the NFL is very similar, right? So I talked to you about, you know, 5 stars being very good recruits, 4 stars being, you know, the next level. And then how Jonathan Taylor, we both know that, you know, he's clearly the best running back in 2020. He was only a 3-star recruit. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's certainly something where you say, oh, if he's a 3-star recruit, why am I even considering him as the first player that I take? And that's the same thing with Kenneth Walker. And when you look at these two guys, you see that, okay, in their last year, they absolutely just boomed. They completely went off production-wise, talent-wise, metrics, as you said, with Jonathan Taylor. Similar things with Kenneth Walker. He's got the size, 5'10", 210. That's good weight for a running back. That's what we want. So the metrics are there, and now this year the production has come in. So that's why I think Jonathan Taylor is pretty decent of a comparison.